Today, I'll cover the hook serve. I know many of you are interested in my hook serve. Let me reinforce the hook backspin serve for you. Today's main topic is the heavy side spin backspin serve. I'll reinforce the hook backspin serve for you. As I mentioned earlier, for the hook serve, my racket hand cannot be too low. Hook backspin. When we want to serve a hook backspin, the theory I covered earlier applies. Contact point cannot be low, cannot be too high, right? Too high, and the serve becomes inconsistent, choppy. Too low, and you're afraid to brush down for fear of netting. So, first, find the correct height. Second is the brushing feeling. Third, the key is the practice sequence. When we practice the hook side spin backspin, you must start with a long version of the serve first. Then practice the short version. Listen carefully to this. The follow-up to the side spin backspin serve. Okay, so, the hook backspin serve. Practice steps for the hook backspin. After you've found the correct contact height, the first thing to do is practice the long hook backspin serve. Penhold, watch. Hook side spin backspin. Feel this again. Ah, my mistake. Long hook side spin backspin. I found the right contact height. I mastered the optimal contact point. It comes off smoothly. The second key point is the swing path of the hand. For the hook serve, the swing path is especially key. It must be from close to the body, going forward and outward. That's the first key for the hook backspin. Second tip, once I've mastered the height, I need to keep the ball close to my body. Simply put, you need to toss the ball slightly back towards you. If you toss it straight up for a hook backspin, toss from here, try to contact it here. Could this ball possibly be backspin? No way. You're just reaching for the ball and hitting at it. To hook it, I can't reach it properly. At that point, your hand will naturally push forward and up push, and it becomes a topspin serve. So, at the right height with an appropriate toss back towards you. The principle of my hook serve is start close to the body, then go outwards. See, do you understand? Second point. My racket hand's path is from close to the body to forward outward. You see that feeling? Not like this. I start from here, watch, from here, engaging my core and body drive and rotate. Drive through it, and that's how I coordinate my power. See, do you feel how I'm connecting with the ball's energy? That's why I must keep the ball close to my body. Let me do a penhold one. If I can just make this perfectly clear for everyone. If you don't have some amount of toss back, how can you serve effectively, both left side and right side? What does this mean? Look at the left side spin serve. Toss it close to your body. Look at Ma Long. He crouches and stands like this. He tosses the ball close. So, you absolutely need an appropriate toss back towards you. Don't misunderstand this. Within the rules, you must keep the ball close to your body. Only then can you effectively go from close to far. Understand, starting close, like this, you can generate force. From close, moving outwards, that's how you get power. Do you see? This is the key point for your side spin serves. Yes, you can think of it that way, like drawing a bow and releasing it outward. The hook serve analogy was very vivid, from close to forward and outward. Understand, pay attention to the correct height. Height is crucial. Then, from close to forward and outward. So, what's the key point for a long hook side spin backspin serve? What I covered earlier were the principles and fundamentals. What's the next crucial step? For a long serve, penhold players, you must remember what Coach Wang says. It's not that I'm saying my serve is amazing. But players like Fang Bo often say, the first time you face Coach Wang's serve, it's really tough. So what is it? When I serve, I found the crucial points. My coordination of power is good. A few more penhold ones, no problem. Long hook serve. Keywords, drive with the hip, then the elbow. Everyone watch. Here we go. Do you feel how much pace is on that ball? The support and power transfer is very strong. Feel that again. Do you feel how fast and heavy that ball is? Heavy pace, the ball is floating, and the rotation is strong. The keyword here is drive with the hip. Drive with the hip, then the elbow, then the brushing action. So, I drive with the hip to make solid contact. After solid contact, I then brush with the wrist. First, watch me use the hip drive and elbow drive. See how every serve I make reaches the end of the table. Right on the end line, right, always deep. Watch one more time. That shows my power transfer is strong. It's the hip drive. Then transfer through the elbow to the wrist. That's what makes the support stable. If I try to go directly from the hip drive to just the wrist, sometimes it wobbles, becomes unstable. Watch. See, it's noticeably shorter, by about 20 centimeters, still backspin. So, what's the correct sequence? Hip drive, elbow drive, then focus on the brushing. Why is the hip drive the first step? Long serves require power and speed. They require power and speed from your whole body. If you just use your wrist, only your wrist, it will definitely be slow. You might get spin with the wrist, but the speed will be slow. That's why I never use just the wrist. That's how you get stable support. Second, drive the hip and elbow simultaneously. Third, make solid contact with the ball, then brush. That's the long serve. Elbow drive. I need to turn and do this properly. Pay close attention to this motion. Watch this movement carefully. Don't be afraid of a big motion. Don't worry about it being too large. Watch. When I drive my hip forward, you need to have this follow through. It's a bit like a hook punch. You need to extend through this area. That makes it stable. Let's feel it again in slow motion. This action. Here we go. And then the final step is the deep brushing. I just taught you about deep brushing, right? Keep the swing path the same. Dig the ball in deep. At the moment of impact, grip the racket. First, drive the hip for solid contact. Watch, I won't do the follow through, just the hip drive. Was that ball fast? You see, feel the power. I'm not using my arm, just watch my hips. Only the hip drive. Do you think the ball was fast? Understand, that's it. That's the point. The key to a long serve. Is that clear? Let's do it again. Okay, come on. I'll do it without the arm follow through. Here we go. Where am I driving? Outwards. I'm going to brush the lower right part of the ball. Come on, penhold. Again, no arm follow through. That ball had plenty of power, but did I use any brushing just now? No side spin either. Do you see that? Okay, to make it even more stable, I shouldn't just transfer from the hip directly to the wrist. That can easily get distorted and floaty. It's like when I loop. If I say, I'm going to load up and attack you with a big loop and try to go straight from loading to just the wrist snap. If I try to attack you and just turn my wrist, it's disjointed, right? To make sure your support and transfer are more stable, I need to load, drive the hip forearm, and then the wrist. This way, the power transfer is much better, right? Much more stable. Understand? So, I did the hip drive to get that solid contact and then elbow extension as the second step. The ball is still fast, right, but with higher stability. You feel that? Come on, again. Doesn't it feel smoother than before? The ball still has pace. Do you notice that? You won't get tense. With a good stance, you won't get tense. Good habits. Step 3. As I make contact, keeping my swing path the same, watch the elbow drive. I also need to drive it outwards. Outwards and forwards. Do you feel that here? So, within this swing path hip drive, elbow drive first coordinate with the ball's energy, and at that instant, grip the racket. Instantly grip and brush. Feel that. That's a fast side spin backspin serve. Forehand view. Everyone look. Shakehand grip. Let me add one more point here. Why is my serve so low? Because my height adjustment is precise. Understand? My contact height is dialed in. Watch. Same motion, but with the wrong height. Same exact motion. See the difference? I teach step by step. You should practice following my steps. Don't try to skip steps. Don't go from step 1 to step 4. Don't do that.